Welcome back to 12 News at 1 o'clock. With a career spanning more than 40 years on both the stage and the screen, Emmy Award-winning actor Jeremy Piven bringing his talents to the stand-up stage. No question about it. He's touring the country on his national comedy tour. Jeremy joining us live in studio. Good afternoon.
Good to be here.
I know you're a busy guy, so we appreciate you taking a little bit of time. People can see you tonight at the Improv at Desert Ridge.
Yes.
Great venue.
Amazing venue.
So talk to me a little bit about the different arenas that you have exercised in your career. Can you tell us how your love of stand-up differs from the silver screen?
I get to be in the room with people and make them laugh. Where am I looking? Right here, we don't know. After you give them a heavy dose of tragedy.
I
By
know.
the way, thank you for that.
That's the A
By the way,
block.
she does a great job reading off a teleprompter alone in the studio. Just, you know, here's the reality. The stock market has gone down.
Yes.
And now I'm asking you to go deep and pay U.S. currency to come and see me. But here's the good news. You're going to laugh your ass off. I don't know if I can say that on national.
Well, I think you just did, so we can move on from
It's
that.
not
It's fine.
national.
You didn't hurt
There are
my
11
feelings.
people watching, so it's going to be fantastic.
You know what? 11's my lucky number, so it's funny that you said that. So I know it's 500 people, but you describe it as still being an intimate venue, and
Yeah.
people should not miss the opportunity because you're only in Phoenix 3 nights.
Yeah, this weekend at Stand Up Live, it's one of the best rooms in the country. It's just like this. It is 500 people, but and by the way, the VIP is sold out. But you know, you don't want to pay more to sit in the front row because if you sit in the front row,
gonna get 'em?
Yeah, we're gonna. You know.
Is that part of your style?
No, listen, the reality is people think that I'm going to go full Ari Gold on them
Sure.
and start launching into a tirade. But the reality is, like, if you throw something at me, I would say don't bring a butter knife to a tank fight because I'm a professional. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, you most
But
certainly
I'm not
are an
going to take a
award-winning
shot
one.
at you,
Sure.
you know.
Necessarily.
Well, I might right now.
Well, I probably start spouting off. I'm not a very quiet person, in case you haven't picked that up.
No, I mean, you just love right now you're not reading off a teleprompter. You're like ecstatic right now.
I do love that. It's improv for both of us.
Absolutely.
Does it change when you're in one venue to the next? Because I know people can catch you in downtown Phoenix at a different venue. So does that kind of change the material at all?
Every show is completely different. You know, depending on what the crowd is like, what the vibe is like. Listen, notoriously, like the second show Friday night, Steve Martin retired from stand-up after doing the second show Friday night because people are exhausted. They've had a long week. They've had 116 adult beverages, like you will be
Not too many.
as soon as you're done with this broadcast.
About 5 o'clock.
You're a complete degenerate, I can tell.
I absolutely
love
am.
it, though.
Gosh, you read me like a children's book. Very good.
So people Friday night, the second show, they can be exhausted and they can start yelling stuff out. You know, if I started I just stop myself.
Okay,
There's
count
116
1, 2,
things I want to say, but I can't because we're on live television. But they do yell out crazy stuff, and it's a blast to be able to kind of dance with them. And so every show is different, to answer your question.
And I like that you invite that. I do want to ask you, you know, after such a long career and one that's still ongoing, do you have any inspiration, or did you have a favorite comedian growing up that you draw inspiration from?
I remember growing up as a kid and going to the movies to see Eddie Murphy.
Sure.
When you could actually, I mean, he was so good that you would pay money to see him do stand-up in a movie theater. So he was a Richard Pryor. You know, right now stand-up is blowing up, to be honest with you, because we're living in very strange times. People are frustrated, and we all need to laugh. Yes. And we need to, it's like escapism. We need to forget about all the madness that is going on. So come on out. We'll hug it out. You know what I mean? And we're going to have a blast. I feel like I'm explaining a joke that no one's ever heard.
Well, that's okay. That's why they got to come to the show to get the punchline.
Yes.
They just previewing it here first, so I love
go.
it. Are you going to stay in Phoenix for a couple of days before you head to Eugene, Oregon for your next stop?
Way to read my entire...
Yeah, thank you. I got the email.
It's fantastic. I love that. I'm actually going to be jumping on a plane to join my buddy, Adam Ray, who is touring around doing Dr. Phil. And he's going to, I don't know if you... Yeah, he's doing a little Dr. Phil, and he's going to be with the Kill Tony guys. And so we're gonna have a blast. I'm just going to keep going. And I'm having a blast. And because you have to understand, like, when we're doing Entourage or any of these films, we don't have that immediate gratification. And with stand-up, you know immediately how it's going.
And like you said, and no limits with your stand-up, not having to read copy or run lines. So I love that.
No, you get to freestyle. We may need to get you out and do a quick, tight 3 minutes before.
I'll open for you.
Let's go.
All right, there you go.
Don't pull a knife unless you're going to use it.
I would never. I would intend to use it. Jeremy Piven, thank you for being on the show. We really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it. Good
me.
luck this weekend. All
Thank
right,
you.
Chris, we got to send it over to you. Should we grab the coats before we head to Jeremy's show?
Perhaps if you get cold easily like me, born and raised in Phoenix. I'm sure Jeremy has plenty of very nice things to say about Phoenix weather and also meteorologists. I mean.